Good morning, everybody. I am a few minutes late, but I'm going to let everybody hop on here. I have a couple things to share, and I had to come hide in my bedroom because my kids are still home from school because of the coronavirus. This is the last week of school, and they are just loud, so I just came in my room to hide from them for a little bit. So I locked my door, but it's one of those locks where you can just use like a butter knife or something to open it. So there's a small chance that they'll come barging in saying that somebody hurt them or said something funny about them or whatever it is. So this morning I was reading my Jesus Calling, and I thought it was very fitting for kind of like the thoughts that I've been having this last week. And this is what it says for today, which is May 26th. So it says, in a world of unrelenting changes, I am the one who never changes. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Find in me stability for which you have yearned. I have created a beautifully ordered world, one that reflects my perfection. Now, however, the world is under bondage of sin and evil. Every person on the planet faces gaping jaws of uncertainty. The only antidote to this poisonous threat is drawing closer to me. In my presence, you will face uncertainty with perfect peace. And how uncertain are things now? I mean, things are just changing so quickly. Ryan and I always joke about like if we're going to remodel something or get new shelves in the garage or something, we always make a joke. Don't make anything permanent because everything changes, and it changes so fast. We've, bought things and then had to throw them out or get rid of them because something changed. And it's a big joke with us that things just change very fast. And when I read this, I was thinking about when I first got married. I was young. I was 19, and I got married to my first husband, who was not Ryan. And I thought everything was great and wonderful, and we were going to live it happily ever after and all that fun stuff. And then just 6 short months later, I found out that he was having an affair, and that he had gotten several affairs, and that he had gotten another young lady pregnant. And that was a huge blow of uncertainty, and how quickly things can change. And I was just thinking of all the people in the world, and about, they may be so healthy today, and then tomorrow get a diagnosis of cancer. Or, you may be doing great at your job, and everything is great, and then tomorrow you get laid off. Or with all the stuff going on with coronavirus, I mean, how many businesses, barber shops, tattoo places, restaurants had, thriving businesses, and things were all going well. And just like overnight, everything changed, and uncertainty, and just everything just went away. Everything that they, that was good and fine, all of a sudden changed and shifted. And it made me think about Jesus talking about building your foundation, when he was talking about the house, building the house on the rock and building the house on the sand. And it really got me to think about how uncertain life is, how uncertain the relationships in our life is, how we really can't rely on anything or, anybody except God. And how we must build that firm foundation of faith and trust in God. Because when uncertainty hits, we don't want to be that house on the sand that just gets washed away, completely overtaken and overwhelmed. And it made me realize how much I need to work on my foundation still. That I really, really need to pray about it and dig deep and make sure that I'm building on a firm foundation of trust and faith in God, that when the hard times come, because they will, when the uncertain times come, and when the relationships crumble that we thought would never crumble, or the finances, things happen, or you lose a loved one and you just get shaken up, we have to have our houses, our lives built on that firm foundation of Jesus, knowing that he is with us always and forever, that he is never changing, and that he's for us and not against us, and that we can trust in him 100%. Because if we don't have that firm foundation, then when those things happen, we are just going to crumble, and we are not going to be able to live with that peace and that joy. So John 16:33 says this: I told you these things so that in me you may have perfect peace and confidence. In the world you have tribulation and trials and distresses and frustration. But be of good cheer. Take courage. Be confident, certain, undaunted. For I have overcome the world. I have deprived it of its power to harm you, and have conquered it for you. And that's the thing, that things are going to happen around us. Things are going to happen to us and to our loved ones around us. But we have to continually remind ourselves and continually to build that firm foundation of trust and faith, so that when those things happen, we can remember that God says, be confident, undaunted, take courage, and understand that he has overcome the world and he is with us, and there is nothing that can take us away from the love of God. So I just wanted to remind everybody of that this morning. I know that I'm going to be working on building my firm foundation, because as soon as things change and hit and go for the bad for me, I go right into worry. And I would like to teach myself and train myself to go right into worship instead of worry. And I also have a tendency, when something happens, that I want to talk about it. So I want to call somebody, I want to ask somebody for prayer, but I also want to, talk about it. And I've found myself lately, thinking in my head, the first thing that I need to do is not talk to somebody, a friend or Ryan or whoever it is, but I need to talk to God about it. And so I've been trying to teach myself to, as soon as, something happens, that I would go to God first, every time, automatically. First thing, go to God, go to prayer, go on my knees, and continue to build that firm foundation of trust and love in Jesus, because that's the only way that we're going to have peace and love and joy in this world, because things are uncertain. The Bible tells us it's going to happen. We know that it's going to happen. Any of us who's lived, realizes that things happen fast and can change quickly. So we must be prepared beforehand and have that firm foundation built. So I encourage you to read John 16:33 for yourself, and that's it for today. So I hope that everybody has a blessed week. We'll see you. Pastor Jay is going to be tonight at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. and then Pastor Carl tomorrow at noon. So join them. And